Brian?
Two different things, and I'm sorry I didn't get to how she did this, but you have April and May as far as money and how many funerals and all that good stuff. Looks like. I didn't have time, I apologize to get over of it. Yeah, April and May, you have both. So if you want to look at that, our end, we have no trouble in the minutes or anything, so we're good. We'll just go into old business so we can get you out here, unless you're going to go eat out there. Are you going to go do that?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
So the board understands is we were asked by Mrs. Groninger to light up these trees. We came up, so two block all the way around 4 ways is we
Okay.
came and put lights up in the trees for this event. Hopefully it gets dark enough they can see them, but anyway, they're on. So we did that for them. Old business. Extension and cremation 3, my apologies, I have all the pins have come in, but I do not have it set up. Hopefully either tomorrow or first of the week, that will be ready to go. And then I will get you on how many lots that is going to be. I don't have it down, so I'm going to talk a little bit about it. In that with cremations, our columbariums are getting full, which is the above ground niches. I have some quotes for different sizes, double-sided. And what we're going to do, and we're going to extend 3, but I'm not going to put these in 3. I'm able to take over some of the lots in the old section, and some you can see over the lake, okay, so, which is, well, I'll explain. Anyway, so I'm going to start setting these. We're going to keep it natural. Of course, I'll have to set these on concrete, but we're going to keep it as natural. We're not going to put a lot of sidewalks, different stuff in it. And these will probably be like 48 units, maybe some bigger ones. I don't know yet with pricing. Honestly, I think they'll sell pretty quick. I have one lady to put 5 on hold already because it's by the lake. Everybody wants to be by the lake. But see, these properties that I can take over the old school, they're not as big as what they are now. So to actually dig and have a pre-need stone, I couldn't do it. They were only 8 foot long. It takes 10 now. So you can have the pre-need stone up and you only need 8 foot to dig. So I would have to sell 2 for 1. And so we're just going to do cremations being as on the rise that they are. It's what a lot of people want. So I think these scattered, I can go 48s, I can go down to 6 units and put little 6 around, 8 around different places on one lots. We'll make it where it's still easy to mow and weed whack, but I think they'll sell. I really do. I don't think there'll be a problem. And price really wasn't bad on the ones I've got. I asked for a couple more prices on a couple of units. So that's not in there. I just wanted to bring that up to you. You'll get hear more about that once we get into that. The wall in section 20 is done. You can see the cost was right in that area, $14,170.
Yeah, that's great.
It did. We were able to the stone. All of a sudden, I forgot the name of the stone. The black stone. We brought the wall forward so that stone's right up against, and put the angels back on. And we actually moved some stones, set something out. Now we can mow up in there and everything, and it'll be a lot nicer for us to do. With that, so you know, when I said we moved some stones and took some, upon me in all my years, there is a lot of old pots, metal, some concrete that has had nothing in them for years. They are no longer there. My guys were weed whacking around them. You had to mow around them. They were falling apart, so we started cleaning up. What I did is wait till after Memorial Day. A couple that I did want to take out had flowers in them, so they stayed. But if there was nothing, we started taking some out. So I'm getting rid of them. And a lot of them were broken, beat up, different stuff. But just so you know, that happened. No, I've not been contacted about them missing yet, so we'll see what happens.
Were those on a foundation or those in the ground?
Yes and no. No,
Okay.
a lot of them were just.
Reseed that area then, or?
Oh yeah, it's all it's all cleaned up.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a huge excess of topsoil right
Yeah,
now
okay.
for the street. We just hauled probably 20 some loads in just to get ready for some other projects. But no, it's all, we are taking care. It's all nice.
Yeah.
It'll just be grass, everything else. Some were metal ones that didn't have foundations. They were beautiful metal, had the family name on it. The whole family name thing was sunk in the ground. I had to dig out to get it out, so we wouldn't hit anything. And it's just, they're starting to rust and fall apart, and nobody's taking care of them. And
Right.
so if they, like I say, if we saw anybody working on them, whatever, we left them. But we're just starting to clean. It's just going to make things a little better for us. Okay, that's all I have in old business. Any question? We'll move on, because we have a few things to talk about here. New business, start with, we did our second pour. It was 29. Got that in right before Memorial Day. The stones weren't up, but we got the foundations in. I don't know, I think there's like 14 on the list now in this third pour. We're seeing a little decline in stones. Last year, I pretty much did one less pour. But I say that, it wasn't mean it was that short. We are pouring more at one time. The guys are getting good enough. I have a larger minimum fee. I have to have more concrete to stay out of the, so I don't get charged for it. So we're, instead of pouring 18, we're pouring 30 at a time, type thing, and it's working fine. We started with a finish with a broom technique now, just to make them a little nicer, I think. But, so that's what we're doing. So that, anyway, so we'll be on our third pour, we're working on our third pour. Item 2 there, Denny Electric came out and we had the electric run to Legion 3. With that, the wastewater electrician came out to help me. Denny had put the pipe in, he came out to wire it for me and to put there's a 4 recept inside the flags there at Legion 3. My whole goal was I was going to put in-ground lights to light up the flags. Those are roughly, not wire, but just the units, about $350 a piece to do. And the electrician said, have you ever looked at these solar lights? So I got on Amazon, and basically they mount underneath the ball. They're about $53 a piece. Takes 6 hours for them to fill, and they run 16 hours. I have pictures on my phone if you want to see them. That's what we did. So every night, only Legion 3, Legion 1, Legion 2, Civil War, all have them on. So at night, they're all lit up. So that's been something I've wanted to do for a long time, because out of respect, they need to be lit. So they illuminate down instead of up. So it turned out really well. So that conquered a couple. On the, it is southeast, yeah, southeast side, Mike Lewis lost his wife a while back and has bought quite a bit of land that we talked about before. And we can do this all at once if we want to too. Anyway, in this process, you have one of these. This is Mike Strolling. He wants to beautify the area. This is all his land, well, his land that he purchased. Anyway, while he was doing it, I had a really bad gate, and the fence was getting bad. I was getting ready to repair, and he was gracious enough to do it for me. He put an all-new black fence in and a rolling gate for us.
He paid for that.
Mm-hmm. Now, I asked Chuck, Seacrest, I want to say, I think he's still Seacrest. We called him Chewy in school at play ball, so I have to be careful, sorry. I don't want to call him by name. Has the fence company that does our fence work anyway. Ask him to get me a copy of the bill. I want to see dollar values and make sure State Board of Accounts understands what we did and come to the council and stuff on that. Because I was not privy on the thing, he just asked to fix it. And then he's going to repair the back in the woods.
It looks great.
It does, it's beautiful. Just so you know, be prepared, I'm sure it's a lot. It's so beautiful that when you come in off of Sheridan, that fence that runs all the way down, I've asked him to price it from Sheridan all the way behind the double garage. It's just absolutely good. That's all rubber coated black. He powder coated all the, it's done really well.
Good.
The sliding rail, this is, Mike is out there every day. It's kind of cool because he said, I never knew how much went into running a cemetery. So he likes watching the guys and stuff. Well, he was going to put a swing gate in. That's what I had. So I went to Chuck and said, hey, whatever the difference is, I'll pay for the rolling gate. Mm-hmm. Well, Mike caught on to it, and Kay goes, you're not going to pay for that. And I said, Mike, and I don't beg and borrow for anything. You don't need to. I'll pay the difference. He goes, no, it's coming out of her trust. I want to do it. So it's a brand new rolling gate, which what is cool about this is why I want to do it is I'm going to talk to NIPSCO. We have electric right there. I want to put a power gate on it so it can be open during the day and shut at night. Because we have, it's easy to get in and out. Unless my neighbor gets upset about the traffic, then I'm not going to worry about it. I don't think it's going to be too much.
I'm all for it. I can walk my dog 30.
Yeah, exactly. So it's beautiful. Anyway, with that, as you see this print, basically, rule states the board of our cemetery board here, the Board of Regents has to okay anything like this that they're going to modify on lots. Okay. So if you understand, is he owns 160 lots. And this basically is covering about, if I was to guess, probably 60 of it. He's owned some down below the hill and more to the left. Okay, in his, so I can explain to it in his drawing, I've already allowed him, you see the dark colored circles? Those are new trees. The other ones are trees that are already there. Okay?
So, could you say that again, please?
Okay, the dark circled
Okay, these,
is brand new trees. The other
Okay.
ones are trees that already exist.
oh, these are.
Okay,
those are-
so he asked me, he had a place out of Fort Wayne, I told him, go ahead and plant those. Those are in.
Okay,
Okay, so what he's doing, and it's really cool because Mike still mows, he doesn't want gouges. The mausoleum is sitting pretty high. He got it a little too high with the concrete. So he kind of wants to bring that up a little bit, but he says he'll pay for the whole thing, but he wants to make it level so when the guys mow, it doesn't gouge. He's trying to put as less work for the guys as possible.
and is that what you're talking about, the hard surface that's gonna get elevated?
No, that hard surface is a walkway up.
Okay.
That's next on the list, but this mausoleum, the way it sits up, that hard surface is gonna go, yeah, the mausoleum here from the road, and I'm exaggerating, but he wants to bring it up because it's too high up. He's gonna put a different top around it, he's gonna finish the concrete, but he said we might bring dirt and pan it out, you know what I mean, to go, and I'm okay with that, if you guys are. It's really simplistic, but I want you to be aware, it might be more, and that's what I'm gonna ask you in a minute, but I wanted to explain what he has. And then he says black, there's a certain fence that him and Chuck talk about, said it's real easy maintenance or whatever. He's trying to, I don't know, just beautify it, I guess, but he wants to put a little fence like that around both sides.
How tall are you?
It'll be like 3 foot, 3
Oh,
foot.
okay.
Yeah, it's not wrought iron, it'll probably be aluminum, but it's set up, he's found it somewhere in another cemetery where they can weed whack underneath it, clean it. He's being so gracious, he said if I need to put anything in the account, which he doesn't, we're fine doing that little bit of it. And it may go a little bit more because the sun's involved. So I guess what I want to do is I want to okay this so it's in the minutes that I'm going to have to write since Helen's not here, but also to give me the grace if he wants to change stuff a little bit, if that's okay, if I look at it okay without bothering you, unless it's something major.
What's the sign relocate? What is that?
That's our road sign. He goes, it's okay, but I said, no, I'll move it. So he put it in there.
Where is it now?
It's right there. It's right, when you come up the road, it's right there on the left. You gotta understand, his property
I
starts.
live right there, I should know all
Yeah, we know.
this.
Okay, so his property is 10 feet off that new fence.
Okay,
He wanted to the fence, and I said, no, I want 10 feet, I wanted the easement, just to, whatever. Okay, so in the trees, so we have to worry about, well, we will take care of it anyway. So his starts 10 feet in. That's about right where that sign is. So we're just gonna move it over, out of the way.
Okay.
What you don't see on here, there'll probably be some rocks. He's big on rocks. So there'll probably be some in it. Probably, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be professionally done. Professionally stuff will be in there, we'll probably help. He probably will do some of this.
what's his expectation like for future burials, like for himself and?
I've not got there, but my guess is you'll probably see one or two more of
For
these
the mausoleum, kind of
for the
like
son,
next to
for the
it.
for the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back in the area.
they were very close to mom. Just so you get a little backstory, is she didn't tell anybody she was ill. They didn't know it quite for a long time, and really, I don't think Mike knew. Mike called me on a Wednesday morning in Indianapolis in a hotel. That's how I found out about it. Yeah, and they were, like I say, you know his business. I mean, they were getting ready to travel and do some stuff, and he said, I never knew, you don't. Time is time. We never know when people are going. So it's like a memorial to him, and he, like he says, I don't want to burden you guys. I have the money. And so he's taking care of all of it. I mean, the dirt and stuff I had, and I had to fix this whole area anyway. And so is, kind of jumping around, I'm sorry, but I want you to understand is when I was doing this, the whole time he was trying to purchase this, I'm going, am I doing this right? Can I do this? Which I can. Just for my peace of mind, I brought Jeff out there. And Jeff's words were, if you were developed, stayed until this whole cemetery got all developed, when would you develop this area? I would say never, except that road front. So he really did us a blessing because it goes like this.
It drops.
There's no way to put
It does.
funerals, I would never put
Yeah.
funerals back in, there's no way to access, it'd be terrible to dig. The wetlands, if you want to call it, is right on the other side. Now, we have brought a ton of dirt in, and I mean a ton, and we just today, I laced it with top dirt, we mixed it in, and we're starting to seed a lot of the back part. some of his and the rest of ours, just so we can mow it so it looks nice. So I would never develop it. It's not usable. I was gonna thought cremation garden, it's not, it's just not level enough to do. And, I mean, you would have to spend a ton of money in walkways and steps and, yeah, we have too much areas that we can develop without that. So, you know, so he really did us a favor on this. So not to steer from the rest of it, but I think this will look very nice and I'm okay. Him and his son are still fighting out a few things, so there might be some changes. If it's something big, I'll bring it, but if that's okay, if you okay this, then with the understanding if it's huge, I'll say, because he originally wanted to put a fence along the road. I went, not that it wanted to look beautiful, but somebody's gonna run into it, they're gonna hit it. So,
I move we okay this plan.
Second.
okay, so we have.
We're all in favor then.
What's that?
Thank you.
We're all in favor, because
Oh,
you
I thought
first, second, I'm in
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
favor.
it's easy.
I really do appreciate that. Like I say, it's hard to tell you on a drawing like this, because he was gonna get a professional drawing, and I'm like, no.
That's pretty clear.
If you see what he's done already, it's not bad. And if you look at the area, what we've done, it's gonna, actually, we're gonna make it nicer than it was.
That'd be nice.
And you're right, the fence is beautiful. I mean, I would love to have black fence. I hate to say what that would cost all the way around, but I would, it's absolutely gorgeous.
It's really nice.
So, you know, two is, he was gonna put it up with the barbed wire and everything, and I said, no. We have taken a lot of the barbed wire out around back. When I took over, I'd asked Dave Shaw why, and he said to keep the deer out. Well, then you would put it that way, and he put it in, so that really, whatever. There's no reason for it. So, yeah, we don't have a lot of destruction, and even if we did, they can walk in anyway.
They can do that.
Okay, so we're gonna eventually get rid of all the barbed wire. I just don't like it if we take it down or whatever. It's just, we don't need to look like a prison. That's to me what, every time I see it, it looks like, so. Anyway, enough of that. So we got through 4 and 5, cool. Oh, and the last one is, in fact, Chuck is gonna fix that for me behind the office and behind the preacher stand, an area where our fence is, that bats up to Tom, a tree about this big, about 15 foot up, decided to fall and just crush the fence. So he's gonna repair that for me, so that's in there. We just want to make sure you understand that, so I don't know what the price is. We got the tree out, it's all cleaned up. We could do a lot in-house anyway, but I don't have the parts and pieces to do it anymore. We got rid of that stuff, and so he's gonna fix that for me. Last thing is, well, two things. I don't know if you know this, but there's a plan over there you're welcome to look at before you vote. Basically about by my back road, or go to my back gates, all the way past the fireman's building in that area, down through that road. That road has never been taken out of private, okay? So what does that mean? Park has to pay to fix it, street has to pay for it, fix it, I have to pay to fix it. Well, nobody worked on it. It was kind of funny, I have to be on vacation and they're texting about trying to get this done and get the easements and everything done. And I said, well, why don't you look in your file? There was a temp gal upstairs that did it. They found it, it had already been surveyed, that's what that is. So what they're doing is they're surveying that, or having it done, and they're gonna take it, I've already signed off on it to do it, but what it does is, and I didn't know how to explain it, but basically here, it says Arthur Street turns to all private owned by Oakwood Cemetery, which we do. We own the campground, the beach area, it's all under us, even though it's city, which I think is ridiculous. It should be under the park, but anyway. Okay, so the means of doing this, because they don't get road mileage certification or funding to assist maintenance of the road conditions. By doing this, they can go for these 80/20s, all the stuff they do for roads, is what it is. So it takes it out of our taxpayers' money. Not that it doesn't, but it eases our taxpayers' money, I think is the word I'm gonna use. Because the city does a real good job of going for grants and stuff, and they can't because that's considered private. So if you wanna look at it before you vote, I just want your okay that, okay, so basically with us, with you guys, the setbacks come in the cemetery. There's 2 stones that go in the setback. And the lady was upset. I said, I'll move them. The person's not there. They're this way. Okay, so will it ever happen? No. It's just, you have to have setbacks with all the roads. Follow me? Nothing's gonna happen. And if we get this okay, Hopefully, my vision 18 years ago will come into what we're trying to put a walkway around there. So this will help us also for funding once we get it figured out if we can do it, because it's a major project to do this. But with the greenway there, with the ladies taking their kids to the beach, and see, there's 2 blind turns. And if I take my fence down and we put a 6-foot walkway with a little wrought iron and steps right at those curves, then there's nobody gonna get hurt. Because we go through there, park goes through there, there's a lot of kids. When I put that opening at the back, there at the back gate, I had many ladies come and thank me because they don't have to walk their kids on the roads to the beach, they come in through me. So, if you wanna go look at it, or if you're okay, you're welcome. I just need a okay for you on the plot.
I'm okay. I mean, I'm not quite clear where you're talking about the.
Here, no, let me grab it. I'll bring it to you. Oh.
Do you guys want to see?
Yeah, I looked at, well,
Yeah, I know where he's talking. I ride bike out there a lot, so I know where he's.
I don't want to hold you
No,
guys up. 'cause I
no,
don't-
there's no reason to. Nothing else going on, my wife's busy tonight, so.
Yeah, well, I think I know what it is, because I'm back that way. Is that where I don't walk my dog? Is that around there?
Okay, I'm sorry, I got glasses, forgive me. Okay, so
this is.
right here is our back gate.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay, so what they do is
What
they
is
come,
this, what's this here?
okay, this is what we're talking about.
Okay,
So
that's Arthur
basically,
Street.
here's the bridge,
okay.
okay? So what it is they're plotting this as a road now. See, this is the back easements.
Is this, can you show me where the campground is? Is that right here?
That's- there's
Where your
the-
hand is. See
Okay,
here, that's
okay,
the-
okay,
there's the
okay,
shack
okay.
right there.
I've got my bearings.
Okay, and then there's the fireman's building,
Yeah,
okay? So it stops back right where we go into our property.
okay,
And the greenway's right there,
okay.
okay?
I
So
know where you're at
basically, all it
now.
is they've done their job up there, and Hipple, I think, did all the work to set these easements. And this is the problem they're worried about. See how it comes into the cemetery?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sorry, I was gonna circle the
It's
stones.
okay.
There's one in here.
That's okay.
All it is an easement right away.
Okay.
And they can help get monies for it. That's
so Hal, is that, like right there where the bridge is and going to the lake, is
Mhm.
that still cemetery property?
No, this has been all declared.
So that's all
city.
been declared city
That's
then?
all been-
Okay, okay.
They did all this, they never did this.
They never did
This
this,
is,
okay.
what's this line for? What's this?
Okay, well, we're getting ready to talk about that. Tom Kinch that lives over here.
Okay.
This is part of his property, and his property is broken up into 4 sections, so remember that, okay?
Okay.
So we're getting ready to talk
Am I
about
asking you guys questions?
So we're basically voting on an easement for the city,
Yep.
is what we're doing?
Yep.
Okay, just so we're all clear what we're doing.
Yep.
Because yeah,
So that's all it is.
Wish they should have done this a long
Easement
time
right
ago.
away and stuff like
Makes
that.
sense.
So, I shall move.
so a motion, so we're basically, we have a motion
It's
to,
okay for the setbacks.
for the setbacks, for the, okay.
All the way around, because technically, even though the park owns the other well, city owns the whole thing, but it's under all us. All that beach area, the campground, everything. So when Larry does something, our DNR comes in, I have to sign off.
Yeah.
We've been working and trying, it's even in these notes, Larry goes, that needs to be replotted. No different than our cemetery needs to be replotted because it's under Cemetery Board of Regents, City of Warsaw. So they try to tax us on it, the county knows, but, so we're trying to get all that, this is a big step into that, we can get it. So,
So you.
Have a motion,
Yep.
Second?
okay, favor,
we're good?
Yep.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay, so I'll say approved.
it's easy to vote tonight.
I know, I love this. I know Ellen's gonna go, what? But I'll do it. Last thing, and it's just FYI, it's not through. I have started the process of trying to acquire Tom Kinch's property, except for the house. So remember that little thing you said, what is that? That's a woods, okay? Technically, on Beacon, Tom owns our driveway to the back gate, okay? That's what speared me to start this, okay? Tom's a great neighbor. Tom's getting up in years. He wants to get rid of some stuff. He asked a few years ago, wasn't interested. I saw this and I thought, with cremations on the rise and what we're doing with niches and stuff, whatever, that woods is high. It's not a wetlands, it's not declared, any of that property is not declared a wetlands.
Right.
So you can fill it. But we go in and clean anyway, but I can go in and clean a lot of those trees out, use the wood, get that set up, and we can make like cremate, we can do anything with it. I don't know offshore. Well, Justin from upstairs came, when I'm talking to him, aware, I said, I'm gonna go talk to Tom, here's what I'm looking at. He goes, why don't you see what he wants for the rest of it? Okay, well, Max, you woke me up at midnight, don't even know it, okay? Because I woke up at midnight and went, sanctuary, there's a lake there, a pond, did you know that?
No.
Yeah, on this side, there's a pond which our city
Right, right.
stormwater goes into,
Right.
okay?
Right.
And I'm like, I have the chapel parking lot, I put a walkway there, I go around that lake a little bit, put some stuff, and it's by the lake, it'd be quieter than being out front.
I was in Italy, I woke him up in the middle of the night.
You did. I told him, Ken, my luck, because I'm like, why do I want this property? I went, sanctuary pond, I don't have to dig a hole. It's already there.
Yeah.
So basically, it's not a clean pond,
Yeah,
but we go in and clean it, put some aerators in it. I mean, down the road here,
Sure.
we put some walkways around it. We can do
Sure.
a plethora of things to make it almost like a park for people, and
Right.
plus your sanctuary.
Right.
And where's the parking? Chapel parking lot. We put a gate through, we're there. We work on that side anyway, I don't know if you know, we own 6 feet on that side. Our fence got moved towards us to get through the tree lines, so we own a little of that property, but I just thought, what a way it makes sense.
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
so you understand, I went and talked to Tom yesterday. I spent probably an hour and a half with him, wanted to see how he was doing. Sorry, I won't try not to take up too much time, but anyway, he's doing well, whatever, he's pretty excited. He has a sister that lives in Hawaii. That's the only thing he has left, and they're very close. And his sister knows, you know, basically, if he dies, it's hers,
Yeah.
okay? And her words are, give it away. She doesn't want any part of it, she's not coming back. The house sits in, but it's a separate entity, so I think as far as surveying stuff, it'll be very easy. The house, which on Beacon, you got that? Beacon, not me, these numbers, not mine, said the house is worth $138,000. House is sinking, okay? The property might now, somebody with a lot of money, yes, you could tear that house down, drive some pilings, you're gonna be right by the road, but you look over the lake, would it happen? I don't know. Tom said in his will, if you want to say, or with his sister, if he goes, there's money set aside for her to tear that property down. So it's not an eyesore, which I thought was kind of cool. Not going after that acreage, that little, and I'll bring the maps later once this comes a little closer. There's several ways they're helping me do this. Don't know what he wants. He's just, and I told him, relax, just think about
Just
it.
processing it.
Because he knows what he pays taxes on it. He might donate, he might, I don't know. Some of the, like I say, some of the property we're not gonna use, we're not. But if the city owns it, then the taxes go away, whatever, it helps him quite a bit. So I just wanted to throw that out. We just started talking to him. He's gonna get with some, he has a POA, because he says his mind, he got sick for a while. He's doing well, he looks good, but he just said he wants to run it through her and then run it through his sister. So I just want to know, I've just made the first steps to see where he's at, okay? Nothing definite, but I can see a lot of good things. And I'm sorry, Max, I just thought, sanctuary.
No.
I just woke up and went, sanctuary pond, it's already there. So money-wise,
Yeah, right.
that's a win-win. Follow me? I mean,
Just do some cleanup and stuff around it.
have somebody come in, clean up, put a couple aerators in, yeah.
Digging and everything, yeah.
And then
Got water
we'll
in the
work
whole
over the
thing.
years to put in a walkway and,
Right, sure.
because some of it doesn't get wet, a lot of it does. I've watched Tom stick a lot of his big tractor in there a lot. We've pulled him out. We've got stuff stuck in there, and even now, he's still mowing some, and my guys watch him, and so if he gets stuck, they run over there with the gator and yank him out, and then he laughs from his house because he watches us pulling our gator out, because we go over and clean that side of the fence. So anyway, that, guys, I'm sorry it was a lot, but thank you. That's a little, unless you have any more questions for me. That's all I have. I guess one other thing before you close out, we're working on budgets right now. There's still a lot of unclear stuff going on. We have not got what they're going to think of as giving a raise for the people, what percentage. They haven't released that yet. We just met with the wage committee. I went up, it was probably the best one I've had with them. They've already been very respectful, but I went in, we're supposed to be open and like a fight. It's not really a fight. We just kind of,
Sure.
what we want to do. I went in and like, guys, relax. They weren't ready to help us out. So the 20th, the Board of Works, yes, will be okaying some nice increases for the employees. we're doing that now, and then there might be a percentage. They finally have caught on to what my guys do. They're not just groundskeepers, we're gonna do, and the ordinance, we're gonna kind of change the wording. Because basically, as I explained, and again, Dustin needs my guys to get on a trackhoe and dig or whatever. I got 5 that can go help him. They run equipment, we pour concrete, we plant trees, we fix water lines. We do so much in-house, and it just goes, oh, you just take it nice. They do more than, the rest of the city is larger, and if you look, there's different levels, equipment, CDLs, laborers, mechanic, what I'm saying? There's just so much. Well, my guys are grouped into all that, not just groundskeepers. And they finally get that, so we're changing some wording in the ordinance, and make an adjustment. So there was no, I actually walked out of there going, it just seemed right, but I'm tickled. I told my wife, it made my day. So the guys are they got families to feed, and I'm pretty excited about it, so.
Yeah.
There will be adjustment, I guess, in mine. I told them, they asked me, I said, no, I don't. If you want to, fine, I don't. If I fight for a raise or ask for one, my dad's coming out of the grave. He always told me I couldn't do that. Okay, so I don't really want to see him after '03, but I just know my dad. He said, you work hard, you'll get rewarded. That's the way I work. But Leanne will be adjusted first of the year also. We'll talk about that a little later, but there's some good things going on. And I'm not the only department that's getting some adjustments, but they're really focusing on the employees, and I appreciate that. I really do. That wasn't the norm, I guess, back in the day, but it's come around a little bit. So I'm sorry, I'm done. So I'm all done, unless there's any questions.
No, not a question, but I just wanted to say that after the Memorial Day, there were so many good comments, and thank you, Hal, for all of your hard work. But there were a lot of comments about how nice the cemetery looked, how nice the preacher stand looks, how the whole thing, so.
Good, thank you.
So I think that's a credit to you and the staff, and so
We'll
thank you
let
very
them know.
much.
Well, also to all the hard work of people who put that on.
Yes.
It's right, we're commending
Yeah.
them too as well. I mean,
Yeah.
I agree with what you said,
Yeah.
100% agree.
But
It
it was-
was quite moving, it was
Yeah.
quite.
Good.
And if you get a chance, come out. The signage that was on the preacher stand, I took off. I'm gonna use that as seasonal.
Okay.
But there's all new signs in the Legion circles
Yeah, it looks
that
really
Eric
good.
made. It's coming around. We're doing quite a bit of stuff to get it going. And so you also know is my foreman is doing an outstanding job. At the point I feel kind of lost, but not really. There's plenty for me. I'm still busy, but he's taking a big load. In fact, he goes on vacation tomorrow for a week and a half, so. But he's worked out real well.
So I drove through there, I don't know, a month or so ago, and for mom and dad and for Joy,
Mhm.
and I saw him out there. He was out there right in there with them.
Oh, he will, yeah, he's a working foreman.
Yeah.
But see, in the mornings, how it went for years is I'd go back with him, I'd start the
Yeah,
day, we
right.
talk a little bit and start the day.
Right.
Now I go and kind of give him a couple things, whatever, then I walk out.
Yeah.
And it's his baby. And we're learning to communicate, and we're doing fine. I don't think we've made too many mistakes right now, but we're kind of on the same page, and I'm trying to give him as much free rein as I can. Because I'll go, what about this? What's done? It's done. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
just,
right.
I'm a hands-on guy, so
Right.
I've had to step back a little bit.
Sure.
And so now I gotta creep a little bit to see without creeping too much, on what they're doing. So no, it's working out. So you also know is we're one employee down. I had one leave, not because he didn't like us. It was family oriented. He had to change jobs to take care of his son. So we're in interviews right now. We do have one. I think Monday they're gonna give him an offer. I don't think he was really happy at what I told him it was, but with this new thing, I can actually offer him more to start. So we think he's a fit. Howard's been in on this also, and so you understand it wasn't totally about if he could do the job, it's how he fits the team.
Yeah.
It was both, because we have a really good
Big
team.
difference here.
We
Yeah,
have a really good
difference,
team.
yeah.
And so we've been through 60 apps. And I think I've interviewed, I set up 3 and 1 showed. And then we started another round and 1 more. Yeah. So welcome to the world of hiring. But anyway, so go ahead so we can get out of here.
Anything else? All right, thank you very much. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you, too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a lot, sorry, but hopefully it went okay.
button is there, Hal? Green one?
Now, I gotta go talk about Got It VBS.
Green one?
That's even better.
Oh, yes, please, yeah, push on the black button and hold. Black button and hold up above.
Just,
Okay, let go, it should, there you go, perfect.